podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com. They came from the game table, dice bags in hand.
We have one brain that we share between us.
To talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D 2nd edition podcast ever.
Well, I'm almost down to the end. You know, I've almost got it to where I don't need to buy anything else, which is really nice.
Well, that's how
By the way, what is this number?
102.
What show is this number?
102.
102.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm still stuck on 97 because of the craziness around here.
Yeah, I think I have one more volume, and then I'm about done. Hiya, folks. THACO's Hammer, number one of Splatbook number 102. Yep. We're back, and I am the illustrious DM Glen, if you want to believe that. And we also have the illustrious DM Brian.
Hey, folks, what's going on out there? I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
And the somewhat illustrious Corey. DM
What's
Corey.
going on, everybody? Just sitting here. We're doing another show, and it looks like they got me for another one.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we keep waving the drink in front of you.
Best way to get him.
And I keep coming up.
Yeah, and, of course, the over-illustrious DM Full-On Gamer.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. Welcome to our show, recorded on the day of the premieres and the early sneak peeks of The Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies, which I'm missing because I'm here recording for you because I love you guys so much.
The man who doesn't need drink.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to have a few interesting things. We're going to talk to you about humanoids and dragons and stuff like that, and do a brainstorm at the end, too.
Yep.
But now let's go into hits and creds.
Well? One thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly. So? They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate!
Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits.
Hits and crits. Brian, what's up?
Oh, not too much. I've just been dealing with a lot of home chaos, and that's about the best I can say about it right now.
And setting up for a certain AP.
Oh, yeah. Been doing that. Everybody's characters are generated, and I'm going to try and start the game after Christmas because I will have a lot more time, even though I'll still be working, after Christmas, but most of the places I deliver to will be shut down, so my work days are going to be like 3 hours long. So we'll be able to get the inaugural session in. I still have.
And this game would be
Marvel Superheroes.
Face Rip.
Yep, Face Rip. And the only thing I have to come up with is the write the adventure for how you guys all came together. And I've got a pretty good idea.
And try and hold back full on Corey.
Yeah, well, when session 0 comes out, when I get that edited and that comes out, you'll hear some of the ideas that we came up with as to character origins and things of that nature. So buckle up, folks. It gets pretty bumpy.
Okay, hey Corey, you're talk to me, boy. What you been doing?
Hey, drawing. Finishing up my comic book Kickstarter teaser, kicking out some pages here pretty soon. Started painting my minis and got my girlfriend's kid a new set of paints and got him on eBay a whole slew of minis to get him kicked off the right way. So he got about 15 Darkhaven minis from...
Nice.
I can't even think of the name of the company.
Reaper.
Come on. Reaper, thank you. Reaper minis. I got about 15 minis and a brand new set of paints, some brushes. So I got them all primed up, ready for him, wrapped up for Christmas. I got had my birthday on the 5th, which was sober,
Happy
believe it or not.
birthday.
What
Thanks,
a-
man.
Happy birthday.
What a coinkydink. That's my birthday.
And happy birthday to you too.
Thank you. Thank
And see, Corey knows how to plug a Kickstarter. See that?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a comic book coming up. But also, I'm about ready to take over my own DM reigns again because
Give me those.
Yeah.
God.
starting the
Corey.
first of the year. She's good. She's really good, but I'm itching. I'm itching to
Oh,
throw
boy.
dice behind the screen.
Oh boy, Corey. Tell them the truth. Tell the people the truth.
What? There's nothing wrong. I'm just ready to take over the reins of my table again. That's
Okay,
all.
okay. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't push any further. But-
And Phil, besides missing The Hobbit 3, what's up?
Well, it's not just 3. They're having extended edition marathon 1, 2, and 3
Oh my
today.
That's 9 hours of stuff. I couldn't.
Yes, and I couldn't see it. Wife's at it, but I couldn't go. Damn it. But yet again, I am vindicated with the I don't care if there's going to be DVDs eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the premiere, the first show that you can possibly get to avoid missing parts of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, we shall see.
Okay,
In the
how's Tor
meantime-
going?
Oh, Tor's been going awesome. Shadow of Revan hit the streets with Bumpy Road, to which we had a violent uprising during the early access to tell them your stuff is broke, and their response to us finding out that the stuff is broke is to give us class leveling for free for all time
Really?
for everyone going forward.
Wow.
Play
That's pretty
testers
cool.
are fun.
Yes, paid beta testers are fun people.
Mhm.
Bitter fun people. But hey, we got things done. And we're having fun with the new
I
content.
moved to the left and it crashed on me. What the heck is this?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I have not run a game in quite a while. I had to ditch. My game group, my Saturday group that's playing 5e right now, they played last Saturday. They're going to play again on the 3rd. I'm going to be out of town on the 3rd. But I did not play last Saturday because I've been going down to Game HQ, our game store, and letting Gage play in the Pokemon tournaments that go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And he learned Pokemon in school, but nobody wants to play Pokemon with him. So I said, okay, come on, I'll get you in $5. You know, go ahead and do the play. And
Good
he
gateway
just
card game.
I mean, if he can't, do the D&D thing, he's got that, and he enjoys the shit out of it. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoys the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And he likes it because I buy him a booster or two, and that kind of thing. Oh, I got some stuff in the mail too. And I think I mentioned this to you guys. One of the only things that 4th edition came out that I liked was the Dungeons and Dragons Monster Vault.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's
And this is the
awesome.
Monster Vault. This is the Monster Vault Plus because he's got like a couple other token packs in here, and this thing is just filled to the brim with tokens.
Nothing wrong
I
with
also
that.
got in a private sale, this is nice, Hollow World box set,
Box
yay
set,
me, and
yeah.
it's complete.
Wow.
And also volumes 2 and 3 of Vendrickton Monster Hunter's Compendium.
Yep.
I get volume 1, it's complete. So that's what I'm
You
going to
should
be
be able to
looking
find
for.
that with relative ease. It might be a little
Yeah.
expensive though,
Good haul, Glenn.
Oh,
Good
I
haul.
don't know.
for sure.
Thank you. It just keeps staring at me going, oh, it's like he's got a broken leg or something. But, that's pretty much what I'm doing and reading through Savage Worlds again.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Should be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, Savage Worlds is fun. So we got an email.
Oh yeah, we got emails. Definitely got emails.
Oh yeah.
Let's rip them apart.
Yeah, well, the majority of them are still by Freddie, so we're kind of slogging through them a little bit. I got one here.
Yeah,
Freddie, I love your frozen custard and steak burgers. Not that, Freddie?
Not that Freddie. I'm sorry.
Ah,
Too bad.
Okay.
Okay. This is from him. Let's see. This is an interesting question. I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. Okay. He says,
Red Stube.
why don't you guys do a feature on buying and selling on eBay? I know DM Kojo said he's so whipped his wife won't let him spend money on D&D, so he's forced to buy and sell.
Oh my God!
Oh, Freddie, come on, man!
We need the Kojo.
Oh, Freddie,
so do we get Kojo on for the rebuttal?
Oh, Freddie, I expected better of you, dude. Yeah, it's kind of true, but you know what? It's not quite that bad. Anyway, I'm not gonna do any more in Kojo's defense, but yeah, that was kind of a cheap shot. I've also heard numerous times Brian and Corey mentioning buying and selling stuff on eBay. We know how privileged DM Glen is that he has 34 different half-price books within spitting distance of his front door, but what about the rest of us? Why not do a segment or at least offer some insight, especially in a show with Kojo? Jeez, will you quit sucker punching him for God's sake?
We've had commentary on the purchase prices of things, like when we look for the price of something.
Yeah.
Within minutes of talking about the price, somebody's pulling the Amazon price and somebody's pulling the eBay price, and we're saying they're kind of out there.
Yeah.
I know
yeah,
for
at the end of the.
At the end of the what?
At the end of the review, we mentioned the MSRP and say how hard or easy it is to get it and what the average price is and things like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do one of the segments on just buying games on eBay.
I don't have a problem
that.
with that.
Might not be a bad idea.
Sure.
Or even better, buying games through any source you can get your hands on games through.
Okay, done.
Maybe
I'm
we'll
putting in the show notes right now.
Maybe we should do, like, every once in a while, do good finds on eBay this week, or sale.
That's a good
idea. What I mean?
Yeah,
one of us can just
go
on eBay. And...
I understand that, but by the time the show comes out.
Yeah.
Now you know
this
what?
Is true.
You know what?
That's not your fault. That's not your fault, Brian.
You know
we know
what?
whose fault that is.
Listen to me.
Aurora's all realms.
Listen to me. I am going on record, and yeah, I know I'm giving myself a 6-week window, but not even a 6-week window. I'm going to try and have all of the episodes done by the end of this month, and we're already halfway through.
Look me in the eyes and say that. Look me in the eyes and say that.
Read my lips. Read my lips.
No,
I can't. There's nothing written on them.
No backlog of podcasts. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's put it this way. I've got what?
I like a backlog.
Let's see. We're what, five episodes deep. I have session 15 Hammers of the Duchy to do. I've got session 0 of the Marvel game to do. So that's what, seven podcasts I need to edit. I will have it done by the end of the year because I will have more time.
The sooner you teach your new kid to edit podcasts, the better you'll be.
You're funny. Yeah. My son's not quite 5 months old
so
yet.
I wouldn't be on the show.
But hey, back to your question about things like that on eBay.
Yeah.
Perhaps when we say things about a product and we say it's this easy or this hard to find, and here's the prices. An example we can give is the Witchfire trilogy I've mentioned before. It's available out there on the internet and you can find it, but people are doing the insane, stupid thing of selling the individual splat book size brown books that are only this thick. I've seen them listed for $120 on eBay.
And you want to know why
it's a really good story.
Yeah.
It's a really good story. It is not that good.
Well,
you can get... Yes?
You know why it's listed for that, right? Because someone's willing to pay it.
Yeah, some schmuck was willing to pay it.
Yeah.
But again, I never saw it actually get sold for that. I just saw it getting listed for that. So it's a really good story. It doesn't come with a valet service happy ending for you at the end of it, nor does it help your character survive. So
editorial comment is my full-on gamer and does not
money.
Reflect on THACO's hammer.
Oh man, yeah, okay.
What, happy ending for your character? Hosannas all around and treasure raining from the skies. Not.
Now, let me give you a little side story about half-price books. I wish I had $1 every time I walk in there and look at the role-playing shelves and see parts of box sets sold separately.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
because that's what they get.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the Forgotten Realms box set and the Champions Mystara and about a half a dozen others where you get the player's book for $8. Oh, here's the DM's book for $12. And it's like, yeah, stupid.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you want to know what? You got to remember the
stupid are the people who buy them.
Exactly. the versions of D&D we play are almost, at the very least, almost 20 years removed now. Actually, more than 20 years removed now. And going further back, so we're going 20, 30, 35 years, 40 years back. People don't know. You know, the ones who are
Right.
in the know, like us, you know, we know that
I'm
we
sorry.
look at that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought that was what the internet was for.
Well,
I'm sorry.
yeah, well, you know, some people are like, I have to have it now, and if I have to pay extra money, I'll pay it.
Well, what gets me is they'll sell them like that, and people think they're getting like a splat book or a region book.
Yeah, I know. I've seen
You know, what was the one in the basic Forgotten Realms 2e set, Shadowdale?
Yeah, Shadowdale.
There's
Free
also
one.
there's a Shadowdale of the Avatar trilogy too, and people buy that one thinking they're getting the other one, and vice versa.
Yeah, and there's cross pollination and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I take your point.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right,
buyer beware, and remember, look at the pictures available on your eBay listings, and don't just go by the front cover. Read the back.
Yep, for sure.
That's right.
Okay, but to continue with email.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see. Why not do a segment or at least offer some insight on how to game the game on the internet? I recently bought a few lots of books, about 20 books for $80. I figure I can get $5 to $10 off each book, which would be $100 to $200. Nice. Stop. If you're doing it on eBay, just remember they take their cut too. Remember that.
They do.
And I can.
There are other alternatives.
Yeah, and I can probably keep a book or two in the process and generate a quote-unquote nerd fund to keep the books coming and going. However, with buying postage, buying mailing supplies, and paying off eBay, that he knows, this might be trickier than realized. Yeah, that's why I don't sell stuff on eBay.
Okay, here's what you do. One, find an alternate marketplace. Like believe it or not, Half Price Books has their own marketplace on their website.
Yep.
Try that.
Yep.
You can do that to a certain extent on Amazon. Now they may take their cut, but I believe it's a lot less than eBay is. And as far as shipping goes, depending on what it is, flat rate is your friend.
eBay's 4% until you reach $5,000, and then it goes up.
Yeah, 4%. Didn't it used to be more though? Yeah. Okay. So they lowered their rates, which is actually good.
Yeah. But it was also.
By the way,
also what?
It was a higher.
By the way, like I said, flat rate is your friend because it's relatively inexpensive. Depending on, I mean, I've paid no more than $12 to send it, and they get it in 2 days.
Yep.
So, that's my 2 cents on it.
Okay. Let's see. Why not do a segment where you guys go into it and how to do it and what not to do, what precautions to take? See, listen. I know what sort of overhead should be considered and how not to lose money and at least break even. It's like, dude, you got to understand something. You want to know the best way to make money. Don't go crazy with trying to. If you have a pristine, complete Necromancer's book. If you have, I know, Corey. I know you have one. Be quiet.
Which I found another copy of it half price, Corey.
Really? How much?
20.
Get it.
I'm sending you a check.
Get it. Get it.
Please do. I'm cash poor right now.
Yeah,
if it's still there,
if it's in good condition,
by the time when I get back after the new year, if it's still there, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
All right.
But but using that as an example because that's the most expensive splat book out of all of them. I've seen prices for that book go all the way up into like $150.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid. Why do you think I buy PDFs? Because I can get what I need for half.
There's about a half a dozen other D&D books I would pay $150 for, not that one.
No, like the original white
box. If it was a rule cyclopedia or something like that, I may think about it. Even then,
you'd be crazy to pay that much for a rule cyclopedia. I know the prices are exorbitant.
It's got to be a lot more rare than that before I'll pay it.
Yeah, for sure. But if you're going in it and thinking about trying not to lose money and break even, I think you're kind of already at a disadvantage because I mean, unless you like go to like Noble Night and you start selling stuff to Aaron Leeds, the guy who owns the place, sell stuff.
He pays top dollar, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he sells for top dollar. Actually, his prices are reasonable, but they are a little on the high side. Anyway,
the most I've ever paid for a book online is $100
Yeah, I paid about 75. That was for
for
my.
the 30th anniversary bound edition of Call of Cthulhu.
And for anybody out there listening, just
Mm-hmm.
because that Brian and I did have a birthday has nothing to do with this. But if you do have a complete set of the clerics or the pre-spell compendium, I'm looking for them.
Yeah.
Could I add a second to that?
Corey,
Yo,
how much
what?
is it worth to you?
I don't know. What do you got?
I
You have a full set?
have a full set, all 3 of them. How much is it worth to you, son? Anyway.
And for me, folks, it'd be Volume 1 of Van Richten's Monster Hunter's Compendium. Yeah.
Okay.
So I might as well get my 2 cents in.
Okay.
Plug away. No,
All right.
who was that again? Thorky?
No,
That was
Freddie.
FD.
He's got a.
That sounded like Thorky. He's trying to make money on eBay.
Yeah, it's like
online.
but anyway, he has a PS. He says, "Oh, this is kind of a cheap shot on us. Every time you fellas whine about not having something to read on the show, I make an effort to send you an email. This is why I get sometimes 2 or 3 emails from me in a day." So he's going through our backlog of splat books and he's emailing us about stuff.
You want wine? I'll give you wine.
I got the.
No, I don't have enough emails to read.
Well, Okay.
I'm gonna.
Attacking a pipe and smoke it.
I'll read Dan Hyland's next.
Oh, go for it.
All right. Well, thanks, FD, by the way.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks,
FD.
Freddie.
Smoke it. Thank you. Thank you.
And lay off of Kojo. He's had enough.
I don't know. I kind of agree with Freddie, but because I haven't seen an email from Kojo in a while.
Well, we've
Just
got
saying.
we've got a couple voicemails. We just hasn't got to them yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next time.
All right. This
we
next. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say on the Brainstorm podcast, we don't read emails. That's probably why Kojo hasn't contributed anything.
Oh, gee. Well,
Anyway, go ahead.
It's Christmas
All right.
time.
So next email is from Dan Hyland. He says, "Dear THACO's Hammer, first off, congratulations to DM Brian on the birth of his son. Hopefully in 6 years he'll be as enthusiastic to play as my daughter is."
If I have anything to say with it, you're damn right.
I enjoyed your coverage of Thieves and Thieves Guild on podcast 93, especially suggestion of having different gangs within a guild. This is something that I've been kicking around for a while as an idea for a game I'd like to run, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from the novel The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. The book follows the story of a small gang of con men as they navigate the Thieves Guild of their city, and it seems to me to be a great example of a lot of the topics you discuss on your show. The aforementioned gangs within the guild, inter-guild conflicts, guild organization, and so forth. I'd suggest reading it to anybody who is looking for inspiration for such a game. And it's a very good novel, even if you're not looking to mine it for a game. I also appreciated your coverage of the Half Ogre on 96, as well as your brainstorm for a band of half-humanoid bandits. I think that without some of the more evil aspects you come up with, such an organization could make for an interesting party of PCs.
What? Full on.
What? No evil here. We're just guys. It's all right.
This leads me to my question. The campaign I'm running is centered on an orc and goblin kind races as protagonists, with the usual humans and demi-humans as antagonists. Have any of you run a similar humanoid-based game? If so, what kind of resources other than the obvious complete book of humanoids is used? Which is why I wanted to read this one, because it cut ties. Show. I'm pretty cool with how my own game is going, but I'm curious to see what other people have done along the same lines. Thanks, Dan. P.S. One of your emailers mentioned me on Podcast 96 as the person to contact about getting a hard copy for Golden Glory. I do indeed go by God Emperor Drothin on various forums, but he didn't say which ones. I can be found as such at Dragon's Foot, the Piazza, and Purple Worm. Or if people are feeling crafty, I made up instructions for printing the PDF and binding it by hand, as told in the attached PDF file. Enjoy, and we will put that up on the forums later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time I haven't played in a humanoid campaign, but every time I heard about a humanoid campaign being run, it's more just to break up the monotony, quote unquote, of their main characters and whatnot. Or if a DM really wanted to be clever, and I think Corey mentioned it, several episodes ago, about how they could just roll up humanoid characters and they could raid villages and do this and do that, and then all of a sudden when they get back to playing the main game, that's what happened in their world. I've heard that tactic being used, but I mean I've never actually played in one. it's
every
always
time
a
I
big
think about,
variety. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Every time I think about monsters as player characters, all I can think about is Rusty's World.
Rusty's World.
Rusty's World.
We don't know who
Rusty's.
that
Yeah.
Oh, Full-On knows.
I have fun with
it's
these
it's
games.
a web comic where a mimic, a rust monster, and a gelatinous cube
Oh,
got
that's
together and decided
right.
they'd be adventurers.
I forgot. Yeah, I read that. I forgot about that.
I would highly recommend, if you haven't ever looked at it, get thyself to the internet and go to www.goblinscomic.com and read Goblins.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that
another
was a
good
great
one.
comic.
That is
Another
so awesome when it comes
Yeah.
to interpreting the world through the monster's eyes.
I had to get over the artwork, but yeah,
Oh, the
will-
artwork is better.
I really don't care for the artwork, but the story's good.
I will say I've run multiple games where we played as the humans are the bad guys. I've run a campaign where everybody in the party was an escaped slave from a destroyed drow household. Everybody was
Wow.
stuck in the Underdark, and they had to do the whole, stuck together, chained together like Sidney Poitier and Tony Curtis.
The Defiant.
Yep, and they had to
ones.
survive. You have one hobgoblin, one gnoll, one couple goblins, a couple, Ettercat. Like, I seriously let people pick out of the monster manual something obviously, not anything breaking, but like a humanoid
grell.
slave creature. No grell.
I'm shocked.
Also, I've also done the undead campaign that I did where everybody randomly rolled on a chart and I gave them their race. We had a shadow, we had a couple zombies, we had 2 vampires, and we had a specter. Literally, they were all dead or undead creatures off of a battlefield after a war, and they had to survive in a world.
A hanging tree.
And they had to survive in a world of humans who are like, "Oh my God, there's a ghast in my barn. Somebody call the adventurers."
That's good Ravenloft fodder right there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's funny how people, they change their attitudes when they know, "Oh, I get to play a vampire? Oh, wait a minute, it's daylight."
The old eye monster thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Another absolutely wonderful tool you can use to wet your teeth on this idea is get your hands on the reverse dungeon.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
start off playing the upper tier with all your goblin-y glory. If you have any leftovers that survive the onslaught of adventures in the goblin-y glory of the upper level, you can have them be the henchlings of the things in the sub-levels, which get a little bit more interesting. The R2 troll variety of critter.
I also
You have demons in your sub-level.
I also seem to remember there was an issue of Dungeon where they did an adventure like that, where humanoids went out to be adventurers. And if you play Tunnels and Trolls all the time, that's de rigueur.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but
And if you played Eberron and you wanted to roll your game back into the 2E variety, you could still do that kind of thing and have your off-color, no longer barbarian tribes of berserking orcs and stuff, and have the old ancient orc empire, civilized orcs and whatnot of other humanoid
That's
variety.
nice.
That can all be played up and played well, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an all-evil campaign. It's just a humanoid campaign.
Yep.
Did you know I have a Savage World conversion for Eberron?
Ooh,
Just saying.
interesting.
Yeah. Savage Eberron.
Cool.
I printed it out and everything. Anyway.
So,
But was that the end of the email?
yeah, that was that email. Who
Thank
was
you,
who
thank
was
you,
that?
Fred.
Fred.
That was Highland. That was Dan Highland.
Yeah, it's Dan Highland.
Thank
Okay.
you, Dan.
Okay. And
We got one more.
Yeah, I got one more. Okay, this is from DM Eamon. Okay, he says, "Hello, Glenn, Corey, Brian, and Full-On. I wrote you all some time ago about Ravenloft, and I finally caught up with every episode in the catalog. Huzzah to you. It's been fantastic listening as the show grows. Sorry about my last email. I hadn't realized how my rambling on-style correspondence would be so easy to trip over. Sorry, Corey. I'm fond of the rum too, but I can still read straight even after a glass or two, so I'm sure it was me."
Ooh! Everybody's taking shots tonight.
Yeah,
Holy Corey.
jeez. Okay, nevertheless, I have a real issue that maybe you guys could help with, or at the very least might make for a fun tidbit of conversation. One-shots. Those that I can game with and I have terrible schedules that rarely meet up. We never know who can make it to a session until a week before. This has led me to my new strategy of doing one shot, so there should be no loose ends when the session is done, and no one goes home feeling frustrated and being left surrounded by zombies and in mortal peril until maybe about 3 months later when we can all sit down again. Also,
But I meant to do that.
yeah, exactly. Also, half of my play group doesn't hang out in limbo for 5 months because I can't get the rest of my Ravenloft players back together. I just wrote a one-shot, but we have yet to play it. However, what are your thoughts on one-shots, specifically in 2nd edition? AD&D seems to shine the most in a long and drawn-out campaign. As a one-shot, not so much. I disagree, but we'll continue.
I'm pretty good at I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at doing what.
Oh yeah,
sorry,
well,
did it
well,
again.
you run a game at a convention, Glenn. Of course you're good at it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a 3 to 5 hour time frame. Is that reasonable? Yes. What are some good references on the topic I can use? Can't really find anything useful anywhere. More than that, any really great ideas that I can steal. I've poked around and most things I can find are not for 2nd edition, which is kind of frustrating. We'll get to that. Essentially, what in your most illustrious and sage opinions, geez, he's buttering us up good, makes for a good 2nd edition one-shot if there's such a thing? I just want
soap in my rope.
Yeah, no kid, all of our ropes. Jeez, he's talented. I just wanted to say again how great the podcast is coming along. I love all the new bumpers and occasional guests. See, Glenn, I told you. Anyway.
They're still too long.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Let me jump into
They're
this.
good.
Wait. I'm not
I never said they weren't
there's
good.
more?
I never said they weren't good.
I'm not done. Okay, the addition of Full On was a bold choice, very bold, but it looks like it is paid off with every maniacal laugh.
Nice.
Sincerely, DM Eamon. P.S. Glenn, you do know that your half-price books is nothing like anybody else's, right? You go on and on every other show about what great finds you just picked up or how we can easily find this or that product in our local half price. We have 3 great half price books here in my town, and I'm lucky to find a beat up copy of a fighter's handbook. It's all 3rd edition stuff now. I've bought all they had. My jealousy, it runneth over.
Well, first of all, you hit it on the head. It's not just 1 half-price books; it's 3, just like you. Watch, this guy's from Oklahoma City. Anyway, he probably like comes in like 5 minutes after I leave. Hey,
and he doesn't
where's all
know.
the good stuff?
Well, somebody just came and bought it. You're out of luck there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is
I
kind of
would
funny.
highly recommend, if you need one-shots,
Mm-hmm.
you need to look at convention games, convention modules, convention module structure.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you find that, I say? Look at your 1E.
Yes.
Go get your G, T, Q, A, S,
If they say
whatever
it was a converted,
modules.
if they say it was a converted tournament module, you're golden.
That is exactly what they are. They're one-shots.
All of those
There's 3
modules
of them in a
were,
chain.
Yeah.
They're all one-shot modules designed for convention play. Sometimes they're 3 shots because it's 1 to get started, 1 to move on to the next, and 1 to go to the next.
Yeah, and 1 to wrap it up.
Let me add this also. Glenn, how many issues are there of Dungeon Magazine?
There's like at least
Hold on,
200.
I can answer that.
Or more.
Eamon, you want one-shots? Go get yourself PDF copies of the Dungeon magazines. That's all they are.
Or physical copies if you can find them.
Yeah.
Also, more rare, but even better, is Polyhedron.
Yeah, Polyhedron.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, for sure. Also, going back into the Book of Layers. They did Book of Layers in 1E. They did 2 of those.
One and two.
Yeah,
they
1
did
and
2
2
volumes.
But they also did one for Forgotten Realms. They did one for Dragonlance. And it doesn't take. Yeah, they did a bunch of those. They did those for those games.
Also
treasure maps, city maps.
Yes.
Treasure troves. All these various things. There's all kinds of little.
City Book 1 through 7.
Yeah. I mean, there are. And hold on, and I've got one, and I'm going to get up from my chair and go get it from my bookcase.
It's a miracle.
Because whatever. Oh, geez, and it's not here. Oh, here it is. These are nice little one-shot adventures I found back when I was living in Florida and going to Enterprise 1701 every week. Pulp Dungeons. These are.
Oh, I have one of those. Yes.
Yes, these are actually really nice little modules that have a universal gaming system that is easily adaptable to anything.
Yeah, they lean towards D20,
Yeah.
but
actually, no, they
they're
don't.
easily.
Believe it or not, no, they don't. The system is like I think it's more of a really it's what Mayfair Games and Rolaids did. It was like a scaled down version of 1E.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's very easy to convert to any.
I've got
system.
the first one, which has an adventure written by Gary Gygax in it.
Really? Huh.
Nice.
I didn't know
Yes.
that. Oh, just above the pit.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I see. I'm looking at the series. I want to get the rest of these. But yeah, I mean, I have these. As a matter of fact, this one is probably going to be the next adventure you guys go on in Hammers of the Duchy, the Amazon's Gold. I rewrote it for second edition. It took me basically a couple of hours just to convert the monsters over and write it all out and have it make a little bit better sense. And it's easy. I mean, there are sources out there for one shots. I mean, you have to go.
Oh, yes.
You may have to go further afield, go back to 1E, even go back to basic, like the module Castle Caldwell and Beyond. That's 5 1-shots. You know.
Can I give you? Can I get? Who's this again?
Eamon.
This was Eamon.
Yeah.
Eamon. Let me mention 2 words: Judges Guild.
Yeah, for sure.
They had plenty. They had plenty of. I mean, they have like Gen Con tournament modules, Origins tournament modules, and even some of the lesser ones are one evening, boom.
Yeah.
You can also
But you
fire
also
up
got
your
to
computer and go hit places like the archives that still reside if you look in the right place for old TSR adventures, or the Wizards of the Coast adventures where they had Adventure of the Week one-shot hooks and ideas and stuff like that. They have all kinds of stuff available with minimal conversion required.
And also, which is kind of ironic because of a decision we made for the show before we started, there are actual class-based solo adventures called the Fighters Challenge, Clerics Challenge. Yeah, the Challenge series. Yeah. Now, okay, I'm not going to get into the reason why we didn't do one of the modules here, but let's just say that out of the first Fighters Challenge is the best of the bunch. And that is basically a one-shot. It's basically a bunch of little mini adventures cobbled together where you can actually go in and pick a few of them out, and you can have a one-shot, and it's no big deal. You can actually tie them together because the adventure can be wrapped up inside of like 2 hours.
And let me mention 2 other sources, one of which is Troll Lord Games for Swords and Wizardry and Pathfinder make these modules. I think they call them Saturday night specials that are they're like $10 a piece, but that's what they're for a one night, boom, one shot thing. Yep. And as far as the the old TSR like Book of Lairs and stuff, if you're dealing with, if you like undead, Lords of Darkness for the Forgotten Realms is an excellent one-shot book. It has an adventure for it starts with skeletons and goes all the way up to liches.
Yeah, we reviewed
the
that.
Severity.
Yeah, we reviewed that several episodes ago, and that's
and then I went out and bought. They reviewed it. I didn't have it. I went out and bought it, and it just blew my mind.
Yeah, it's awesome. Because it's all the TSR heavy hitters of the day, just making these little one-shot adventures, and just basing it around one of the categories of undead. It's awesome.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, there are plenty of resources, Eamon. They're out there. You just got to look a little bit harder.
And a lot of them are free out there.
Yep. If you know where to look. I mean, I want to find the Pulp Dungeons. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna see if any of the stores that I frequent online have them, because I want to get them.
Well, look at you.
Yeah.
And do not be afraid to cannibalize shamelessly from any other game system for anything you need, because its conversion is not that hard. Same thing with any edition.
Yep.
And take some of those things that have like the DM toolbox or central casting dungeons and just generate something. Take some of those things with plot hook generators, go mad for a minute, and stack some things together with duct tape. Call it an adventure and go.
Wait a minute. Doesn't the system, those 3 books that Paul Jaquays did, doesn't he have an adventure generator in it? If I'm not mistaken. Okay. Because I know he's got
not-
name and plot generators.
I know I've only got 2 of his books. He did like 7 of them. She did like 7 of them, and she's thinking of bringing them back. One more source I want to mention, another plug: Engine Publishing.
Okay.
Eureka 501 adventure plots to inspire game masters. This is for any genre, and 9 times out of 10 you can fit it to fantasy.
Yeah, and that's
and they're sorted.
Yeah. So if your game is basically, like you said, you get together once every 3 months and you just want an adventure that can be wrapped up in 5 hours, that should not be hard. That shouldn't be difficult.
This says an index plots by genre, plots by tag. They put tags in there, so if you want to use it for something else, plots by title, and plots by author.
Yep.
So this is a good book.
One final thing that I can add to this for Eamon.
Yeah.
Eamon,
Yes.
you know, there's this really great second edition podcast. They do this section. It's called DM Brain something. I can't remember it. It's great for one-shots. I just got to let you know. You should look it up.
Which some guys ripped off and spun to another show.
Yeah, exactly. But we won't go there. But I think, quite honestly, we might put just a little too much information for a one-shot. Just a little bit. I'm thinking
They don't have to use it all.
Brian,
We add enough in there for them to use what they want.
Brian, yeah, yours too. Yeah, Brian, come on. You know I'm the king of TMI.
Yeah, I know, and and I go right along with it once I'm riffing with guys who are just as twisted as I am DM wise, if not more so.
Like last night when I took anyway.
Yeah. Hey.
Dude, wouldn't this be better if they were also lower planar?
Everything's
I know they're gerbils. It's okay.
demonic fire branded gerbils. Okay. Okay. All right. I think we've answered his question. I think we've given him.
Thank you, Eamon, for the email.
Yes.
Emo.
Yeah.
Demonic giant space hamsters.
Go for the balls, fool! The balls. Anyway. Sorry.
Oh God.
Okay,
okay, and you guys can always send us an email at
What's that full on?
At THACO. Let me give the damn email address, all right?
Okay.
Send us an email at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Now Corey will give the damn phone number.
The damn phone number is 405-806-055 damn 5.
Damn it.
Every damn night.
On our forums, whether they're on d20radio.com or on osrgaming.org.
Damn it.
Yep. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. We're out there, folks. Just put.
Let's get on with the damn show here.
Okay, damn it.
We're gonna head into the damn people skills.
Pretty sure we have time to bury them fellas. Hell with them fellas. Buzzards gotta eat, same as worms.
How can you shoot women, children? Easy. You just don't lead them so much. Ain't war hell?
When shall I find a new adversary so close to my own level?
Try the local sewer.
People skills.
People skills. Damn it. We're going to talk about goblins and hobgoblins as player characters from the complete book of humanoids.
Correct, sir.
And that would be on page 35 to 38.
Yep.
Yes.
Goblins and hobgoblins are one after the other.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Now, Basic kind of covered this in their Creature Crucible stuff, but here it is for second edition.
Mm-hmm.
You got a joint. You got a Jones to play the Greek.
Jeez, Glenn. Freudian slip there, son.
Yeah. Everybody legalize it.
If you found yourself in an adventure wanting to know how to play humanoids, dark creatures, dark folk, creatures from the monster manual, go ahead and reference your complete book of humanoids. If you can't find a complete book of humanoids, you can always fall back on the black book, players' options, skills, and powers, both of which have complete and generated systems for allowing you to play your own humanoid game adventurers.
Call now!
Yeah.
Sunday at the book.
Sunday. Anyway.
Sundays.
Exactly. Okay.
The whole THACO's Hammer splat books have become one big mud pit.
Oh God, can you imagine that? Okay. Going with goblins first. Goblins, of course, are these little 4-foot tall humanoids with flat faces, broad noses, pointed ears, wide mouths, and small, sharp fangs. Let's see.
They're real cute.
Yeah, not really. Even though they walk upright, their arms hang down to their knees. Their dull glazed eyes range in color from bright red to gleaming yellow. Their speech is harsh and of higher pitched cadence.
One of them's complaining about everything.
Yeah, something like that.
One's always strong.
Thank you.
Let's see. When you're generating ability scores for a goblin, you have a -1 penalty to strength and charisma. And their strength maximum is 15. Okay, that's fine.
That's about average for a goblinoid.
Yeah, for one of the smaller
High
ones.
end average. Yeah.
Yeah. Max Dex is 17, Con 16, Intelligence and Wisdom 18, which I find very interesting, and Charisma is 12. They can reach 10th level maximum as a fighter, 9th as a cleric, 7th as a shaman or witch doctor, and 12 as a thief. I would go the old Unearthed Arcana route and give them unlimited advancement as a thief, but that's just me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. They tend towards lawful evil, but the PC goblins can be of any alignment, but usually are not lawful neutral. Okay.
They're they're neutral coward.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they even say it. That's in the next paragraph. These humanoids are generally evil in nature, and often they are great cowards as well. They often avoid direct confrontations whenever possible, preferring the safety of ambushes. They use simple, even crude strategies and tactics. They do not believe in fair fights, for many on one works much better than one-on-one to the goblin mindset. You know what?
Why do we leave the chest in the middle of the village? Why don't we use some of this stuff?
You see, this kind of information they should have put in the monstrous manual, really. They kind of didn't, because goblins are so ubiquitous, but I digress.
And if you want to play a female, they're not afforded the same rights. The females never learn to fight. Their role is to service the males and care for the young. So they service the males by cleaning their windshield, checking the oil.
Hardly. Hardly.
Checking
but yeah.
you.
Hey, I'm trying to keep this PG, all right?
For once. Each tribe has an exact pecking order, and every goblin knows his exact place in it. The only way to move up the social ladder is through battle, and goblins constantly fight amongst themselves to improve their station in life. That's
a lot of backstabbing happening.
Mm-hmm. Backstabbing, challenges, poisonings, whatever it is. They'll just do whatever they can. Goblins take great pleasure in killing. They do not eat much, but they eat almost anything. Rats, snakes, humans, and other humanoids make up the bulk of their diets. When food is scarce, they will even eat carrion. Ugh. They hate most other humanoid races, especially gnomes and dwarves, and that's mutual.
That's right. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this, of course, is all the general stereotypes, if you want to put them in a bucket list, of what they're like in tribal life, living as monsters. Living as PCs, on the other hand, turn the page. Go to page 36. Take a look at role-playing suggestions for the goblin. Because if they survive the prejudices and fears of their own people, goblin PCs generally reject their own societies. They're going to leave their lairs and strike out to find fame and a name of their own and fortune. They fight against goblin practices like slave keeping and marauding, working to make up for the atrocities of their people, trying to be the good guy, or at least just trying to be better than adventurer fodder waiting in the village.
Yeah, folks, you thought Dristo Erden only had that burden? Same thing here. Go ahead.
Yep.
Continue. To continue. Still, you can't take all of the monster out of Goblin PCs. They do their best to control their fear and overcome their natural cowardice, but few Goblin PCs will earn awards for bravery. Even the cleanest Goblin adventurers have trouble eliminating the stench they have grown up with. It hangs about them like a shroud. Yeah, images of a Goblin pig pen are in my head right now. Because of their communal backgrounds, goblins have no concept of privacy. This can lead to amusing and not so amusing situations for goblin PCs and their companions.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, I could just see that. Yeah, for sure. Okay, advantages. Goblins have infravision to 60 feet.
Of course.
Yep. They can detect newer and unusual construction in underground 25% of the time, 1 or 2 on a D8. Goblin shamans can reach 7th level and have access to spheres of divination, healing, which is reversed, protection, and sun, which is reversed. Their disadvantages.
So they can't heal.
No, they can't. Which is kind of weird.
Well, they can only hurt. They can only
shamans
hurt.
Can't, but the clerics can.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Bright light hurts goblin eyes, giving them a -1 penalty to their attack rolls and when in bright sunshine. So,
okay.
Also for the monstrous traits are their appearance and bestial habits, which we covered. Their superstitions are an eternal hatred and fear of gnomes and dwarves, sensitive to unusual behavior of wargs and wolves, and fearful of dreams and visions, which is kind of interesting. These paragraphs here are more than enough for someone to create, a sniveling, cowardly goblin thief or a try-hard goblin fighter, things like that. I could see it in my head right now. I mean, I've seen other players play goblins, and most of the time they're like, sniveling little bootlickers and things like that, which that would work.
Golem.
Yeah. Goblin, yeah, for sure.
Goblin Golem.
Yep, for sure.
Goblin. Well, I think I'm imagining he's more like Starscream.
No, not quite. Yeah, maybe
to the main fighter.
Yeah, for sure. That would be actually kind of funny. All right, moving on to the Hobgoblin.
Cobra. Sorry.
Cobra. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you saw him in the Black Cauldron.
Hey, Cobra Commander was a Yuan T. I'm sorry, he was. Anyway.
Yeah, you walk in. It's a giant Yuan T, and the first thing the goblin's gonna do is go Cobra.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And his human cleric Serpentor. Anyway. Moving right along. Okay, to the Hobgoblins. Let's see. Their initial penalty is
big.
Hobgoblins are like 6 to 6.5 feet tall. Stocky human, stocky with hairy dark red to dark gray hides. Yellow to dark brown eyes and sharp yellow teeth.
Let me put it this way: if the Goblin tribe captures PCs and they want to do a trial by combat, that's their champion.
The Hobgoblin be leading them and beating on them for sure. But let's see.
That too.
Of course, Hobgoblins are militaristic and warlike, and that is a point of pride for that race. War is their way of life, and to be a warrior is the highest calling a Hobgoblin can have.
Hobgoblin's war is almost a religious experience.
Yep, that is for sure. And they even say with, Hobgoblins mostly dwell underground. A few build fortified surface villages, and they consider themselves superior to lesser races like goblins and orcs, and they will lord it over them wherever possible.
Special role-playing tip. Take your Hobgoblins, watch a lot of Monty Python, and make them Sergeant Majors!
Oh, God, can you imagine that? Jeez.
Well, I'm thinking of a quite different race that fits it, but not in fantasy. Klingons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
They're big and ugly. They're warlike. Yeah, they worship battle.
Yeah, they're not like they're just not honor driven like Klingons are for sure.
Right.
Okay, they fight for the glory of battle and to cause carnage, not to expand territory or right wrongs against them. They're
Hail the Sontaran Empire! No.
Yes.
for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Potatoes.
Hobgoblin PCs are rare in the extreme, but those that do take up Life of the Adventurers usually fall in one of two patterns. One is the Hobgoblin pacifist. They detest war, even though they may be good at it, and they are tired of fighting. They leave their tribes to find a new life away from the people. Of course, since
And they
battle...
become they walk the earth as samurai.
Monks.
Yeah.
Monks.
As Ronin. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. If
Ronan Atkinson?
Yeah, oh God, no. Don't even. And just like with goblins, the other type of hobgoblin PCs are the ones that reject their society and try to make amends for all the damage hobgoblins have done. Which is kind of interesting. Even the best hobgoblins find it hard to overcome all of their natural tendencies. Brutality, stoicism, courage, and cold-bloodedness are always with them like dark cloaks they can never shed. As far as
he's the bad cop in the party. The fighter is the good cop.
Yeah, exactly. And the fighter's no prize either. That should tell you something. As far as stats goes, with the exception of charisma, they have maximum of 18 in all categories, which of course makes for exceptional strength as a fighter. And speaking of that, they go to 11th levels fighters, 9th levels clerics, 7th levels as witch doctors or shamans, and 12th level as thieves. That actually makes it interesting. Go ahead.
I mentioned kobolds earlier. That sounds like a hobgoblin that rejected his heritage and decided to become somewhat honorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. The concept of honor. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So that sounds just like a Klingon. So yeah, it's apt.
Yeah, it certainly is. Hobgoblin.
Okay. Played any?
No.
Played any hobgoblin?
No, I have not. I've actually heard people do it.
Okay.
But go ahead, Corey.
No, that's all right.
We've had lots of fun with them, and we had one that was converted from a adventure NPC into an actual played-by-a-player PC after somebody else died and needed a replacement. It was Grinkle from the Lost a Finger tribe became a PC in our party.
Lord.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do?
Yeah.
It was interesting. Especially finally until we got him out from under the DM's control. What? I told you, I'm a hobgoblin. We're gonna kill him now, right?
Yeah. Always looking to kill the enemy. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Let's see. Advantages.
Yeah.
They have infravision, and they can detect new construction, passages, and shifting walls, underground complexes. 4 chances out of 10, 40%.
Okay.
Let's see. Most other humanoid and human societies attack hobgoblins on sight. Attention to DMs who have hobgoblin PCs. Never, ever, ever underplay that. Ever. Hobgoblins are just like orcs, just like goblins, they are those who are always trying to raid and kill them. So yeah. Just like Drow for that matter.
Just like the flip side, they often have an extreme hatred of elves, and when you have your NPC hobgoblins out there, if the party is mixed, they'll go for the elf first.
Yes, they will.
By choice.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
And I think the elves kind of know that.
Yep.
When you
no,
have
you kidding?
Hobgoblin who encounters them.
And dwarves of course get a +1 bonus to attack against hobgoblins because of racial hatred. So yeah, dwarves and elves, they really have it in for hobgoblins and vice versa.
Yep, I've played a hobgoblin.
Okay.
Have you?
Yep, played a hobgoblin who essentially was found by a paladin, an adventure paladin, who literally the paladin freed him from prison because one of the other hobgoblins took over as ruler. He was in line to become ruler. They captured him and used him as a slave, and he freed him on the condition that he owed him a life debt, and he followed the paladin around and tried to emulate the paladin's alignment the whole time, but didn't want to kill, but picked up a mace and started using a mace and only bludgeoned and broke bones. And then the adventure was we were cleaning out a haunted mine, and he had no problem putting undead to rest. But yeah, I got chased out of 3 towns.
Yep. And
Wow.
that's the one part about that the PCs have to overcome. I've said it a million times on the show. If you want to play a drow,
You have.
yeah, I know I have. I've just said that. But yeah, if you want to play a drow, be prepared for everyone wanting to kill you, or at very least drive you out of their town. You want to play a goblin, a hobgoblin, and an orc, and in some cases a half orc. I'm looking at you, full on. Be prepared for that bad reaction. Even though Full-On's character is a pretty handsome half orc, he's not quite as offensive as some of his brethren, shall we say? But yeah, I mean that is something that the DM should always play upon, and the PC and his buddies have to come up with ways to disguise this person, or at least get him into civilization. Yeah.
All of the pushback on people playing humanoids is why Eberron just flat out made them their own nation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
that way they would be accepted everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. I have a campaign world that I've been, piecing together over the years based off of an old PC RPG back in the day. And, you can play let's put it this way. When the complete book of humanoids came out, I was like, yes, finally, because in this game you can play pretty much anything: humans, elves, halflings, dwarves, orcs, goblins, kobolds, sprites, pixies, minotaurs. And this supplement was really a good primer reference. Thank you. Reference.
Absolutely,
for making
absolutely. And of course, the other thing to keep in mind is this is just the initial primer they came out with it. Then they came back and refined it even further with the player's option skills and powers book. There is where you can explore if you want to make your goblinoid race or your hobgoblinoid race or any other race slightly different. You could use the same rules that they have for all the standard races, build your own humanoid, and have wall-crawling spider goblins like you have in Tolkien, or anything else like that. You can come up with the little tweaks and twerks to make them a little bit different and not the norm if you don't want to stick to the normal racial stereotypes.
Right.
Heck yeah.
And you can, as long as the DM keeps a bit of a lid on it, because some people can kind of get shall I say a little over enthusiastic with such room. Yeah, I know. Crazy concept, isn't it? But yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? Oh boy.
But yeah.
And there are certain things that hobgoblins do better than a PC.
Which is
hobbing.
Well, hobbing and gobbling.
Anyway.
Well, you intimidate orcs and kobolds. Orcs, goblins, and kobolds. They intimidate them better.
Yep. That's for sure.
Yep. And they talk their language too.
Yes, they do.
So it's like, find out what they want.
Yeah. That's kind of funny when you have your hobgoblin fighter as the interpreter.
Well, if you had like the guy follow around the paladin, he probably came in handy many a time. Because, paladins aren't lawful stupid. Sometimes they got to check it out first. So it's like, go over there.
Tonto, you go to town.
Tonto, don't go to town. Sorry.
Oh, isn't that a song? Anyway.
No, that was a Bill Cosby routine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. God, I haven't. Okay.
But I should mention him.
Yeah,
anyway.
no, you shouldn't.
I'm feeling kind of tired.
I don't care. Anyway, let's go on to the snipe hunt.
Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
This world's divided into two kinds of people, the hunter and the hunted. And luckily, I'm a hunter. Nothing can ever change that.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll swallow your soul!
Come get some. Time for a snipe hunt.
Snipe hunt. We're going to pull out another dragon here, the blue dragon.
Yes, indeed.
Monstrous manual, page 66. I'm whistling a bit there, my dentures. these guys are interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Lawful evil.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So they can make. They're good. They're good to be like the man behind the man of the plot.
Yeah, if you wanted to. I mean, you could base.
I would.
Yeah, you could base like an entire desert. You can do like a desert mini campaign, just having the Blue Dragon be the big bad, but he's intimidating and manipulating and outright ganking, other people, not only to feed him but to, to line his lair. I almost said his pockets, but dragons don't have pockets.
And it's not just deserts. Everybody says desert.
It says arid deserts right there, and I would take the arid part off because you could have them in like rocky high deserts and things like that. Something
Windswept
more like
plains, hot, humid badlands, all kinds of interesting places.
Something along the line of like New Mexico or Arizona,
Oklahoma.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I guess. I wish Oklahoma was more like that, but
oh geez, someone's missing California, I think.
Colorado foothills.
Yeah, I've been in the Colorado foothills. Yeah,
I'd hightail it to New Mexico if I could.
Oh geez.
Basically, everywhere that Clint Eastwood filmed A Man with No Name, you can find blue dragons.
Yes, for sure.
So Italy.
So if I go to Spain,
oh boy,
I'll find blue dragons there. Or let's all go to I can't remember the name. The John Ford, the play John Ford used to go to all the time. Yeah, up in Utah. Anyway.
Okay.
These guys like it dry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, and
of course they're lawful evil, which means let's make a deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, with their personality as most dragons go, because the first sentence of the description is they're extremely territorial and voracious. They love spending long hours preparing ambushes for herd. Who ambushes herd animals? That's a little extreme. Unwary travelers, sure. They're. I mean, even for dragons, they have massive egos because they spend hours dwelling on their successes and admiring their trophies. Jeez.
And they're aren't they one of the smaller dragons? I mean, compared to other dragons, one of the smaller ones.
No, they're like. I think they're like second in line behind Reds.
Yeah, they're
up
big.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like,
okay.
Hi, my name's Wile Draconi, super genius.
Yes, exactly. I mean, let's see. Blue dragons speak their own tongue, of course. Tongue common to all evil dragons. And at 12% of hatchlings have the ability to communicate with any intelligent creature. And it goes up 5% from there. Okay. Blue dragons, my god. Blue dragons prefer to fight from a distance so their opponents can clearly witness the full force of their breath weapon. Sorry.
So they
you're cutting in and cutting out. You're very broken, very broken.
I'm sorry.
Pitiful rebellion cannot go up against my fully functional red dragon. I mean, sorry, blue dragon.
Yes. Yeah, so yes, they're Palpatine. They're Palpatine.
Yeah, I'd love to play him like that. That'd be great to have a great
fully functional draconic ambush.
Since he would be like, he could be the puppet master. He could be Palpatine. Just put him in a big old black cloak.
Yeah, something, or even just have him walking around with these like electric blue eyes, and in this black cloak, and that's all you see, and that's basically, welcome, young Skywalker. I've been expecting
the power of my breath weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
The true power.
Witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational.
Okay, let's go back to
anyway.
Desert Dragon Town.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I mean, it's just the way this description goes. Wow, it's unbelievable. Okay, their breath weapon is a 5-foot wide lightning bolt that streaks 100 feet in a straight line.
Force lightning.
Yeah, basically. Just kills you a lot faster. You can save versus breath weapon for half damage. Now,
I give him a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Hey, a Wanda Force would work against them. At the juvenile category, which is category 4, that's 8d8 plus 4. So you're talking what? 12 to 68 points of damage.
68. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a category 4. It goes all the way up to Great Worm, which is 24d8 plus 12.
Booyah!
Wow. Yeah, yeah. So yes,
We're
they're
having fun tonight.
Okay. Of course, they're immune to electricity. They cast spells starting at category 4, and they go up there. They start with wizard spells, but as they get up into the upper age ranges, they get priest spells as well. At category 5, they get a 20% magic resistance, topping out at 55%, which is pretty good. I mean, and their armor class is modest compared to golds and reds, topping out at -8.
Oh yeah, just topping out a -8.
Well,
and their intelligence is just to like 11 or 12, which is considered very. I mean, there are a lot of dragons that are smarter than him, but
smart. I know things.
I am.
Sorry, the quote of the Godfather.
He's like on the high end of average.
Yes, for sure. And you can play that intelligence. He's no genius. He can be outwitted. You just have to work at it.
But he works at it. That's the hard part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They do a lot of planning, and you have to become that. Let's see. They have additional powers. At young, they can create or destroy water 3 times a day. They can imitate sound at will at juvenile. Adult, they can cast Dust Devil once a day. That's actually
Corey.
That's a good spell too. That's a very good anti-mage spell.
Corey's holding up a picture of a dragon that he did that I liked very much.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me look. I gotta see this.
Nice. Oh, and a company of adventurers. Oh, it's a Grell. I'm sorry. Very nice.
Wow, Corey.
I'm doing bookmark artwork for some of our writers. We're gonna do a letter. I figured at the beginning of the year we're gonna. Anyways, just keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's cool. It's cool. And let's see. To continue, they can cast ventriloquism at old, venerable, control winds, which is good. But at Great Worm, they get that one spell, hallucinatory terrain. That one spell in itself can kill a party. Doesn't even have to do anything.
Yeah, hallucinatory terrain is like phantasmal force on steroids.
Exactly. Hallucinatory terrain, I think it's either 7th or 8th level. I can't remember which. But yeah. Okay, blue dragons are found in deserts, arid, windswept plains, and hot, humid badlands. They enjoy the bleak terrain because there are few obstacles to interrupt the view of their territories.
Yeah, this is not the dragon you're going to find sleeping on his pile of gold and sapphires inside the mountain. He's hanging out on top of the mountain, watching you come for the last 5 days across the Badlands.
Yeah, which is why when you're traveling in such lands, you better have your head on a swivel, and even then it might not be enough. Most of the blue dragons encounter will be alone because they do not want to share their territories with others. However, when a family is encountered, the dragon will attack ferociously, protecting his property, his mate, and young. The female dragon will also join in the attack if the threat proves significant. Blue dragons' enemies are men who kill dragons for their skin and treasure, and brass dragons who share the same environment. See, that's something else when you are DMing a world and you want to have dragons in a particular region. You have to think about how many are going to be in that particular area and how they're going to interact. Let's see.
Of course.
But keep that in mind with that first little bit right there. One of their specific, chosen, racial specific enemies, those men who hunt dragons.
Yes.
Dragon slayers, dragon slayer paladins, dragon slayer reputed parties.
Yep.
Dragon slayer good hobgoblin
list.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where if you come anywhere near a blue dragon's lair, you're probably going to encounter him. Because like Full On said, he's going to be overlooking his domain and he's going to see you coming, and good luck, Chuck. They lair in vast underground caverns in which they store their treasure. Although blue dragons will collect anything which looks valuable, they are fond of gems, especially sapphires. Now, This is aside from having hard currency, this is another reason why players should be carrying gems, because you might just have to bribe the blue dragon, who's going to fry you if you don't.
Toll. The toll.
Yeah, pay the toll, pay the tribute. Exactly.
5,000 sapphires and 3 camels, please.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You see, yes, go, journey 2 days to the east. There's a herd of wild camel. Bring me back 10 of them, and I might let you live. Imagine that. But yeah, so yes, they are those types of dragons that you have to watch out for. But you can outsmart them, but you got to work for it.
And since they're lawful evil, you can bend them to the rules. Whatever is agreed, whatever is dictated, they're going to hold you to it with a dragon's ferocity.
Mm-hmm.
So can you.
Yeah.
Try to.
Yeah, you could try to, exactly, because you're gonna have to really be on the ball to outsmart a dragon in most cases, with the exception of whites. But we'll leave it at that.
Didn't my people tell you never laugh at a dragon?
Yeah.
That was an awesome interview.
It was.
For those of you listening who don't know, Stephen Colbert interviewed
Smog.
Smog.
The great and terrible.
Yes.
I don't hear the difference.
Smog.
I don't hear the difference. Just call me dude.
Just call me dude. Oh, Colbert, I love him. And he's one of us, by the way.
Yes, he is, and now he's getting his own late show. So
awesome, good for him. Huzzah!
He's taking what's his name? The Scotsman's.
Craig Ferguson.
Yeah, he's taking Craig Ferguson's show, the Late Show.
That's too bad. I like Craig Ferguson, but anyway.
Yeah, those bastards.
Yeah. Oh well. Moving right along, folks.
Pull the Conan on him. Anyway,
yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, they're.
Yeah, tell us your blue dragon stories. I may have some in the near future. I don't know when I go to the convention. Anyway, THACO at gmail.com. Now it's on for the meat of the show. DM Brainstorm.
Now you tell me what you know. Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
What are you, a wizard, a genius?
DM Brainstorm. DM Brainstorm, not to be confused with DM Brainstorm Think Tank.
Yeah.
You mean it's DM Brainstorm?
Yeah.
No, it's DM
Yes,
Brainstorm.
Yeah. The original.
I don't hear the difference. Anyway, we're going to talk about making a mountain village.
Okay.
You take a village, you plop it on top of the mountain. End of story. All right. Goodbye, folks.
No?
No?
Well, let's see. Well, we can put it halfway up the mountain. We can put it at the foot of the mountain, or we can put it at the top of the mountain. But
I like putting it on the side of the mountain. There's one in Arizona that's on the side of a mountain. I always thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
You can have it bridge the gaps between mountains and have skyways and catwalks.
Ooh. And not just like rope bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd rather have like dwarven made,
stone bridge work.
Stone bridge work with a roof in case it, the snow and, dwarven village on a mountain.
Let's do a mountain village, a dwarven mountain village.
Careful, we've kind of gone down this road.
Yeah.
No, we did a cliffside one, did we not?
Yeah,
it was Cliff Gorge side kind of thing.
But we did one that was occupied by dwarves. Remember that?
Yeah, we seem to be dwarf happy in this segment for some reason. Let's make it elves. No, let's not.
Mountain elves? Sure, let's have mountain elves.
No,
Snow elves.
I have something better.
Snow elves.
No,
okay.
I have something better.
What do you have better?
Vodkin?
Nope. Halflings. A halfling village.
Okay.
Now that's cool.
Okay.
On the side of a mountain. Halflings that have decided to move themselves up to the mountainside due for the safety because there are a bunch of gnolls or hobgoblins living in the valley below.
There you go.
Okay.
And they brought in dwarven artisans to make it safe and to build these so-called bridges.
Okay.
Is it
Where do we go
multiple
from there,
spiky peak
guys?
mountain village top? Multiple sheer stone upcroppings and outcroppings?
You know,
Kind of like the crazy parts of Arizona, kind of like the crazy parts of New Mexico and Arizona.
you know what? I was thinking, how should I do? You want to know what? It's sort of halfway up the mountain, but it's a plateau. It's just this one large area, that somehow,
Okay.
some way was created.
I can see that.
And the halflings they've somehow, with an almost dwarf-like fervor, they've actually made it work. They've actually started making products and started growing certain things like pipeweed that certain mages enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say pipeweed and perhaps some very, very special honey mead.
Okay.
From very, very special honeybees.
Okay.
That only work the mountain flowers.
Okay, done.
And they do what do they call it? Kind of farming, tabletop farm. What do they call it?
Terrace.
Then they do terrace farming.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking terrace farming along with having a druid within the village, which will help them grow and cultivate the trees that they would need to build things like comfy couches and small little hobbit homes and the round doors and.
Oh, but theirs are built pretty much into the mountainside, and basically they had a family of dwarves make homes. There's a family of dwarves living in the village, and they have somewhat not exalted
Hobbit
status,
Pueblos.
but yeah, exactly.
Hobbit Pueblos.
Perfect.
Hey,
perfect.
I like
there
that.
we go. That's
Hobbit
absolutely
Pueblos.
perfect. Yes, Hobbit Pueblos.
And for extra
I like
protection, and for extra protection, they either talked a wizard into or befriended him or something to build a tower on the side of the mountain for extra protection.
Okay, we have a tower on the
I
side
have a
of the mountain.
better idea. The tower is a ruse. Because yes, listen, check this out. Because there is somewhere in the vicinity, the halflings haven't figured out where, there's a family of red dragons, and the red dragons came calling once, and somehow, some way,
they rolled a 20 on a bluff roll and said,
exactly,
"The wizard will stop you."
Yes, the mighty arch wizard will stop you. And
Named Oz.
Yes, exactly. And so, in order to keep up the pretense, they built an actual wizard's tower, but it's empty.
Okay.
But it's empty.
Every day, one of the guardsmen must climb the tower and light the fire to show that there is, quote unquote, somebody up there.
Yes.
So that anything flying by would see a fire going and say, "Oh, there's something in the tower."
Yeah.
I know what's in the tower.
Air.
A gnome inventor.
Okay. No, he's an illusionist too. Because
he's an illusionist too, and he helps the town with the illusion about the wizard.
Correct.
And so some of his machinery helps in that respect.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Fireworks and stuff, and
yes, pyrotechnics.
Clockwork.
Exactly.
Yeah, clockwork and things.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, what happened? The halflings. We're going to say we're not going to use dwarves, but we'll say that they are allies with the dwarves that are deeper in the mountains, and the family that are out here of the dwarves that are building the buildings for them in the hobbit holes. Mm-hmm. They are the go-between between the secretive, closed-off dwarves. They said, "Listen, we'll let you on our mountain and build a village here. You sell our goods to the stupid humans we don't want to deal with."
Okay. Yeah. They're
By the way,
they're mountain dwarves. They're mountain.
Just to let you know. Just to let you know, there's a whole group of dragons that really want this mountaintop, so it's your responsibility to make sure they don't come through our back door here. So we're giving you this area to help guard. You can live here. We'll give you this family. That's who we'll talk to. We'll trade between the family.
Mm-hmm.
I have a name.
They even build a rail stop for their train.
Oh God, you had to say that.
Train.
No, I was gonna go somewhere else.
Yes, the train.
No.
Where do you think they get all the materials?
No.
What?
The village is called the Seven-Fingered Hand. The village has a fountain against the mountain that feeds through the village to a pond and then splits into 7 separate streams that cascade down off of the plateau.
Okay.
Nice.
That's cool.
Those streams that feed down off of the plateau are the express route for delivering of goods.
Oh, so
Along with
they
the train.
they have a
They have a flu system.
I hate to say this, they have a rapid delivery system.
Yes, they
Oh.
live at the top of a water slide.
Oh.
It's also their emergency escape in case things
Nice.
go wrong with the dragon.
Nice.
I like
You
that.
cover yourself in water, you jump in the flue, and you go down the mountain
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah, that's their evacuation. That's their quick evacuation thing in case.
And of course,
So-
you're going to need
So
a
they're
water
so they're
source.
living.
They need
So
a
they're
water
living.
Wait a minute.
Okay, they're living at Disneyland on Splash Mountain.
Okay. Okay.
No,
So
it's
go ahead.
Six Flags Great Adventure.
Okay. So getting back to the dragons. One of the dragons, he's more or less the runt of the litter, but he's like category 2, which gives him off the cuff. I think he's like an 11 hit die dragon or something like that. And but he's the smallest one of them. He just barely got out of a hatchling stage. But he suspects, because dragons are exceptionally intelligent out of the shell. So he suspects.
Yeah, the little ones are always the most smart.
Yeah, he suspects something is up. He thinks that the halflings have somehow bluffed his family, but the problem is that he's got 2 older siblings and one of his parents. Time he says something like that, because they think they can just waltz in there and just roast him, anytime, but they don't want to tangle with an archmage. Because
well, you know what? Well, he's gonna get his head up one of these days and go looking around. And actually spy around and find out what's really in there. And once he gets in there, he'll find this workshop with a beholder in it. It's not a real beholder, but it's something the gnome worked up as a backup.
Eamon, are you listening to this? Listen, as a one-shot player hook for one-shot adventure, the PCs were hired by the halflings to cause a distraction in the small dragon's territory so that he leaves the halfling village alone.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting.
See, that's the whole thing. The halflings who live here say, how many? Let's say like 300. Maybe 300 of them. They live not only on the mountain dwarf suffrage, but by their ability to bluff the living hell out of that family of dragons, because the mountain dwarves don't want to tangle with the dragons. They've already had their
cave side.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
No, the dragons. The reason why there's only one parent, like let's make it the mother of the mother of dragons, and has 2 like category 3 children, and the category 2 is smarter than all of them. The reason why is because the father tried to take the dwarves out, and basically he got taken down, but the mountain dwarves suffered tremendous losses. So they know that they're in a really bad position. So the king of the mountain dwarves, who probably is a lawful evil alignment because he'd have no problem with this, basically have set the halflings up as cannon fodder.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't want to do this.
But the halflings have succeeded so well. They've succeeded so well in not only surviving on that plateau, but making it actually livable, and actually they're making products and they're making things for themselves. Now he's got a problem, because the halflings are giving him things that his people love, and he's got a major issue. So yeah, go full on.
What about?
I was gonna say, don't make these mountain dwelling red dragon family unit that's damaged mom pot kettle.
No, I couldn't do it. I could do it.
I don't want to do it, but I could do it and just have like
to throw up.
2 big brother dumb dragons are just gonna be like, but Ma, we can go get them.
They have an archmage. You see this scar on my flank, you idiot? Whap. That Archmage, the dwarves did this to me, and then they went and hired an Archmage to protect them. We cannot get
And so
them. Yeah.
Yeah, next thing you know, that the halflings are throwing the dragons off even more by building another halfling town on the other side of the mountain, which is just cutouts of people and buildings a la Blazing Saddles.
I like that. Yeah, making a
The
bluff.
dragons are coming!
A bluff within a bluff. I like that. Yeah. The halflings are some crafty mofos.
Yeah, there's all the people at cutouts are standing around going, with the bobbleheads,
Oh God, that's funny. Oh, that's great. I love this. Okay, so
and then Governor Lepetamain shows up.
Okay, so
Anyway,
we have.
How extreme is the mountainside that they're on, other than it's a plateau, and it can't be cliff-like because they would survive taking the flues down, but pretty severe, I would say.
Yeah, very severe. Well, let's put it this way: if you fall off, you're pretty much done. So, I mean, it's not like instant death. It's not Wile E. Coyote insta death, but yeah, you.
I'm not saying they don't have an
art.
I'm saying they don't have an archmage, but they may have a mage or two in town who do brisk business in Featherfall scrolls and potions and things. Rings.
Yes.
Rings of Featherfall.
Yes.
So,
especially if they're working on the side of the mountain.
Do they have something like the elevator from the wall from Game of Thrones going up and down to the valley, or is it more where they are? You can take
I'm
the
gonna say a treacherous path.
Yeah,
treacherous path.
Well,
not the zigzaggy switchback.
Okay.
The long straight path along the spine of the mountain, along the ridge top, with sheer falls on both sides.
No,
wait a minute,
because the dwarves wouldn't allow it.
No, this is what it is. There are two ways to get off this mountain. You deal with the dwarves, or you take the path. And 99% of people who have left or tried to leave have tried to deal with the dwarves, but they end up beggaring themselves because the dwarves charge nasty tariffs to go through their kingdom, to go down from the plateau and down through the mountain and down into the valley to leave.
We don't want
area.
you here, so you're going to pay for it.
Exactly. Another
But
reason
if
to
you
have a
have
lawful
exposure, the open exposure to the dragons and what else is out there in the mountaintop, you can walk the dragon spine to the village.
Yeah, and the dragons have been known to anyone who takes the path is fair game. You know, anyone who is away from the plateau and coming down off the mountain, they just pick them off. You know, pick them off.
And if you really want off the mountain and you don't mind getting wet, jump into one of the 7 fingers.
Yeah, just just beware of frostbite by the time you get down, because we're talking.
Just borrow Bilbo's barrel and just
Well, well, let's see. Okay, that's another question. How high up are they? I want to say at least 5,000 feet, at least.
Way high up.
Yeah, 5,000.
They are above the tree line. They need to import wood for barrels.
Okay. Well, and that's where
they export honeymead and pipeweed.
Okay. And they get a tax break because they are basically keeping the dragons at bay. But that is a point of contention between the leader of the halfling community and the king, because the king is always trying to screw them.
Okay.
The king is basically Donald Trump.
Right.
Think about that.
Mind if I throw in another creature as a monkey wrench?
Go for it.
Let me do a little history here. In BASIC, in the Challenger series, around the time of the Rules Cyclopedia, they had a module called Rage of the Rakasta, which introduced the plateau of Rakasta.
Yeah, who were Japanese.
Into Thunder Rift, I believe.
Yeah, Thunder Rift.
But the Monsters Compendium Mystara Appendix, which is basically the creature catalog in 2E, has a 2E version of the Rakasta.
Okay.
Which
is not
throw
hard.
them in
Dragon Magazine,
which is like a
247.
plateau over.
Okay.
Or something.
Oh God, which ones are they? I don't want to look it up. But they're basically the Rakasta that are saber tooths.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what? No, it's
Raiders.
even better.
Yes.
Mongolian hilltop mountain raiders.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Chinese built the friggin' wall?
Yes. Yes. But what were you gonna say, Corey?
No, I was gonna say we can actually have them based out of the ruins of a humanoid
Okay.
settlement that the dwarves chased off the mountaintop back in the day, which is why they don't deal with it. But there's a ruins over there, which gives the adventurers Eamon another one shot for another evening in the same area.
We're gonna melt his brain
you know,
with all this stuff.
And you know
Hey,
what?
he wants to
That
take
ruin-
pot. You know.
That ruins, you have village ruins, which is somewhat occupied by the Rakasta tribe, and then you have the keep ruins, which has something dead in it. That's not very
You know
dead.
what I would have said that you could put a dragon, one of the dragons in there.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, you know what? There's one. Oh God.
Ooh.
There's. I'm trying to remember what. Wait a minute. I gotta consult it. Hold on. Hold on.
No.
Hold on. Time out.
Rakastas are, by the way, are neutral.
Put a lich there. Put a lich there.
No. We've done that.
Yes.
No.
No. There's a reason. There's a plot hook there.
Okay.
Eventually, the illusionist tricks are going to run out, and they're going to need real magic.
True.
They're gonna wake up a freaking lich.
They have to unleash the lich on the dragons by making the lich into an archlich, and putting a demi-lich and putting its head in the fake tower.
Oh my God. No. I can't do it. They
Dude,
can't do it.
When the adventure plot gets to the point where the dragons have found out that the jig is up and they're gonna come a raiding, and they're gonna start with striking the tower.
Mm-hmm.
The adventurer's plan is to put the lich in the tower.
The players would be hired by the halflings to fight their way through the Rakasta nomads into the keep itself to retrieve this skull.
Either the skull or the phylactery, or both,
Right.
one or the other, or both, and put that in their
All
fake.
right. I like it. It could
There you
work
go.
as a
Okay,
higher
but-
level campaign.
Okay, but it has to be an archlich because archlich is a good aligned one, correct? It can't
They
be a
can
demi.
be.
It cannot
They
be a
can be.
demi-lich. It can't be a demi-lich because the demi-lich is going to suck the life out of whoever touches it. Remember that.
You're right.
It depends on how you handle it.
No, there's no mishandling that.
What are you talking about? You got a gnome inventor. He can make some really long magic tongs. Grab that phylactery. Put this in that chest over there.
Okay,
Nice.
but yeah,
Nice.
okay. I can see that. I'd just rather not put. I'd rather leave it undead.
I don't have the
That's me.
Archlich stats, so I'm gonna. Oh,
Yeah.
Archlich, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're alignments other than evil.
Yes. Yeah. So there could be good
Okay.
aligned archliches.
There can.
Which makes it easy, which makes it interesting for undead slayers. But yeah, okay,
Or at least lawful evil.
okay, and then you want to know what the tipping point for all this deception and gamesmanship and not strife, but conflict, both benign and not so benign. A self-righteous silver dragon moves into the area. And the silver dragon, after being amongst the halflings for about a year, realizes that now this is a rather intolerant, even though the lawful good silver dragon, rather intolerant of lies and untruths. So imagine this stranger coming to town and basically sussing out what the situation is inside of a year and trying to basically set it right, quote unquote. Because the dragon absolutely hates lies.
Okay, how about this? On the other side,
Mhm.
there's a human paladin who came into the town years and years ago, found out he liked it there, and retired there.
Okay.
Who understands what they're going through,
Mhm.
and he supports the deception, keeping the monster at bay.
Yeah.
And so you got this Archlich against this,
Mhm.
high-ranking paladin.
Yes.
So the Archlich is trying to get rid of the thing, and the paladin's trying to keep him from getting rid of the thing.
Right.
And you can see that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of
And the PCs go on one side or the other.
yeah.
you
So
know,
there's a lot of crisscross crash there. Like if the PCs botch it in some way, the red dragons find out and they immediately go to invade. Now, the one thing I wanted to say about the mother, if we're going to do the whole mom pa kettle thing,
Oh boy.
she lost her mate and she got crippled. but she got crippled, but she still laid 3 eggs and she still has her sons. So they are her eyes and ears, and of course they love their mother in that sort of wacky, chaotic, evil way.
Babies.
The form of her crippling.
Yeah.
Lost all her wing membranes.
Done. Yeah,
He's a crawling red dragon, not a flying.
Yes. Crippled 2 of her legs and shredded her wing membranes. Exactly. Yeah, the dwarves did a number on those 2 dragons, but they paid for it dearly. They're still kind of trying to recoup, and of course, with the dwarven birth rate, it's going to take a couple hundred years. So yeah, you've got.
So you're still saying that the smallest one's the smartest one, not the dumbest one.
Yeah, I'd say he's a prodigy. He'd say he's got like super genius intelligence, but of course, him being the run of the. Go ahead.
How about a savant? So you could have like Beaky Buzzard going, no way.
Oh God, no.
Not
I was suspecting this, you know.
Yeah, it gets slapped.
What really triggers the tipping point?
Okay.
Is the smart red dragon
okay.
gets his hand on a piece of treasure, something that the adventurers brought into play into the world with them. He gets hold of either some kind of divining device, an orb, a crystal ball, or something.
I have a better idea. Go ahead.
Or he gets access to a ring or a scroll of polymorph. And he spends a day in the village himself.
Hold on, you know what it is? You know what it is?
What is it?
He's just short of becoming the category where he learns how to shape change. Because he has been wanting to find out what this deal is with these halflings, but he can't go in there as a red dragon because, the Archmage will get him. Even though he suspects something is up, he still kind of half believes there's an Archmage there. He learns how, within 2 years of the PCs arriving and doing all this other stuff and figuring all this other stuff, that red dragon learns how to shape change. And he goes into that place, and he, after being in there for about a week, he figures out that, the halflings have been lying to his family all along. And the PCs discover him, and they have to stop him. So.
Okay, my head's about to explode over all this.
This is brainstorming.
So why don't we? Why don't we do like we on the actual brainstorm podcast? Final thoughts, Brian,
on
about this.
Oh, about this?
On the
okay.
Yes.
This is one where the
last shot.
Yeah, this is one where the PCs can either secure the future of the halflings or, by accident, destroy them. Depending on what they do and don't do. So
full on. You got a final shot? Firing shot?
Try to make sure that you pace the encountering and the one-shotting to things that are manageable to the adventurer's level. You don't need to have them chasing red dragons down in their lairs.
Nope.
Or offending liches in their lairs, arch or otherwise.
Yep.
But you do need to have them exposed to and learn the hazards of mountain life and the mountain encounter tables and the other just things that happen to live up there.
Oh, and by the way, watch that last step. It's a doozy.
Yeah. Corey, you have a final word on this?
Yeah, for one-shots and using this as a go-to for one-shots or even just a campaign in general, the human villages and towns down below that are reaping the benefits of these hardworking halflings dealing with the dwarves that are being jerks, make all of your players from that town.
Good
that
idea.
way they have a vested interest in this area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And my last shot on this is a wonderful area to plop anywhere where there's not only a couple of mountains but a mountain range.
Oh yeah.
Because you can do stuff with like the mountain, the peaks over on the other side. And we haven't even gotten to what's usually in the Underdark.
No, is it really even necessary?
Yeah, you can have with goblinoids, orcs, and Corey's excited.
Somebody say Grell.
Stiff.
Somebody say Grell.
You're stiff now, I know. But
Yeah, you can expand this however you want. Even put a Dwarven Railroad in there, like I would.
Or even at the foot of the mountain, you put the Foggy Hills, which we did. That was our original brainstorm.
Yes, with the chasm.
Yes.
And the giants and the yeah.
If I had the time, I would write all this up. If I had the time.
Yes. So you guys do it. You guys use it. Tell us what you think of it, and if you've used it, we want to hear about it. THACOshammer@gmail.com, or you give us a call.
Yep.
405-806-0555.
Thank you, Mr. Corey. All right, guys, it's way time to close this splat book.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Thank God we didn't touch a thief thing.
Yeah, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
We'll tell you about that debacle in another show.
Debacle.
Debacle.
Yeah,
debacle. Sorry.
Yes. No, I thought you were being funny.
Okay. Well, apparently I was. So
Apparently.
say goodnight, Brian. Say goodbye, Brian.
Good night, folks. And just remember, just because the halfling says there's a wizard in the tower, it doesn't mean there is.
How about you, Full On? Say goodbye.
Goodbye, Gamer Nation. And just because you think there's not a wizard in there, there just could be.
Corey?
$7.99 for a half cask of Seven Fingers Halfling Mead. It's on sale. Look in your stores.
Or on eBay.
Oh,
and I'm DM Glenn saying, yes, really. I'd buy that for $1. We'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye. Yeah,
Drink our golden mead. We'll teach you how to cast spells. You can do things no one else can do. See things no one else can do.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at THACOshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at THACOshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.